that if we were to ever to find who consecrated Rebeba and who consecrated that guy, and so on, all the way back to Jesus, there would be 1,500 years of just one straight line of succession. I don't know why that blows my mind, but it does, and it leaves me with so many more questions. Can we actually prove this? It's one thing to say that we could theoretically draw a line from me all the way back to Jesus, but can we actually? It's that question that leads us down a rabbit hole. Apparently, there are smart, dedicated people in our world who have had the same question as me, which is why the website CatholicHierarchy.org exists. There you can find any living bishop and see everyone in his line of succession. I was ordained by Bishop Sarama of Raleigh, who was consecrated by Bishop Gregory, who was consecrated by Bishop Bernardine, and so on. Unfortunately, though, as I'm sure you can see, it's an incomplete list. Because we don't have records for every time period, because it takes just one missing bit of data to break the line, we can't get all the way there. In my case, the list unfortunately ends with a man named Scipione Rebeba, a bishop born in 1504 and consecrated a bishop in 1541. But what about other lines, you ask? Well, I clicked around the site, and I found that, unsurprisingly, I'm not the only one who traces back to Rebeba. Not by a long shot. The more I clicked, the more I realized that seemingly everyone did. At this point, documentation is spotty at times, and so what we're dealing with is a map with lots of holes. But there's just too much missing to fill it all in. In truth, the likelihood of finding verifiable documentation going back 2,000 years is unlikely, but it does make you wonder. For me, the fact that we don't have documentation is disappointing, of course, but it in no way calls into question the claim of apostolic succession itself. Succession mattered to us. This is how we govern. This is what holds the church together. And so, coming back to the beginning of this video, I guess, I know that the title and first half of this video were all about what makes the Catholic Church's teaching authentic, and that's obviously important, but this is the reason I made the video. All that other stuff was just setup, a framing device that you'd click. This is what I want to talk about because this is fascinating. First of all, who ordained Rebeba? Who ordained the guy before him? Will we ever know these things? Do they trace back further to the 1200s, to the 1800s? It sounds a bit harsh, I know. But I don't know how they can claim otherwise. There was a point when their denomination didn't exist, and now it does. Where do they rest their authority? What makes them think that they are the Church of Jesus? Honestly, I don't get it. I wish that they hadn't felt a need to start something new, to break from the succession of authority, to claim a new type of authority. The Catholic Church needed reform then, and I know we still need it now. Now understand what I'm saying. This is not to say that their work is useless or that I'm dismissing them outright.